All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to League of Legends OPSE action preseason game. We're just about to get started here, and joining me once again for week number three, third time in a row from his League of Legends dungeon of sort. We've got Tommy Quee once again, assistant coach here for St. Clair. How you
Hello
doing,
there.
man?
Good yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. For once, these guys are pretty much ready right on the dot. Normally, the pattern here for the Saints is that it's been a good 10 or so minutes after the timer that we get into the game. But these guys, they're actually drafting already. So we're going to hop into it right now via Pro Draft, where a few of the bans have already taken place. So, of course, it's St. Clair College up against Queen's University. We've got Renekton, the Ornaments, and Zoe rather, gone already for Queens. And then St. Clair getting rid of Lucian. God, I'm stuttering a lot today. It's just the warm up, I suppose. And Irelia and Echo all gone.
Queen's
Now,
not taking a chance of Frez just popping off in the top lane. But let's see what they pick here first on the blue side.
Graves insta-lock.
Yeah, he has a very good early game, so they're gonna look to make proactive plays early on in the game.
And it's kind of funny. The one time, I think for the very first time, we got to see Frez on the Renekton last week, and they just ban it outright. So, like you're saying, not taking any chances, and then we're going to get the tried and true Lilia here for Trick, and then it's going to be the Ashe coming out as well.
But Queen's revealing their top lane pick here fairly early with the Camille pick. This could also still be fluxed mid lane as well potentially.
I know Frez is probably a little frustrated. Any single time I see him in a ranked game, he's playing Camille, and I feel like he's just waiting for that opportunity to bust it out. But today will not be that day. At least not in this game, rather, as that's going to be locked in, and we're awaiting one more on the side of Queen's University.
Galio Camille, classic wombo combo.
Now I know Galio's got taunts and whatnot, which just basically holds everybody in place. But what works so good with Camille?
Once Camille uses her ulti, it gives Galio a free ulti onto whoever she ulties.
Okay.
But Frez looking to opt in for the Shen pick into the Camille. So let's see how he'll deal with that later on in the game.
I mean, I wish I could say I was surprised to see it, but I mean, other than that one Renekton game, it's been all Shen here for Frez. So we still
Yeah, pretty
have
much.
Yule's mid laner still not revealed, as well as a support pick, which usually by default this year has been Nautilus. But we'll have to see if they try something different down in that bot lane.
But it looks like Queens are looking to target Yule's champion pool since they have the Galio mid already.
Yeah, we did see, I believe, one Syndra game, and then we're going to see Ezreal get picked down as well. So, two of the rather comfortable 80 carries here in the meta that we've seen so far. The only one, I believe, still up on the board would be Senna, which I would not be surprised to see. And Rakan getting taken off the board here for Queens as well. The Bard.
Interesting. It's because Morgana is still up, and Bard is a pretty good counter to Morgana as well with his passive auto attacks.
Okay. So possibly the jungler and an 80, or a jungler and a support rather, still on the board.
Well, they already have
Graves
Queens
is the
already
jungler.
has everything else.
Right. So
They
just
need
the bot lane.
they need their bot lane.
Gosh, back in the days when Graves was actually an 80 carry, you know what I mean?
Oh no! When his auto attacks used to not be shotgun shells and be on
Exactly.
ammo system, true.
This might be a first here this season. Sivir getting brought out onto the playing field for the first time this season.
The last time I saw a Sivir was when the Stampede comp was a thing, with Skarner in the jungle.
I mean, this could be kind of what? No, that's not a thing.
Oh
That can't be a thing.
no!
Didn't think so. It is going to be the Corki, which is probably a mid lane Corki if I were to guess.
Yes. So St. Clair pulling out double ADC comp. So we'll likely see them prioritizing sieging with the Corki missiles.
Yeah, so this is a little bit interesting taking a look. Queens, like you said, like the whole Stampede comp, but I mean, you've got the big old tidal wave coming out from Nami, Zephyr popping the ulti, and then Galio, Camille just diving in, and Graves cleaning up as well. That could be kind of scary. A little bit of a rush of sorts.
But outside of the Camille Gallo, Queens doesn't really have a lot of CC compared to St. Clair.
Fair enough.
Interestingly enough, fun fact about Lilia, thanks to Donghwap's newest video today. In Korea, Lilia has I think a 90-something% ban rate.
Holy moly.
Just because of how good she is in setting up team fights.
I mean,
so
it's the sleep, right? That sleep's kind of difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it's because of the AP jungle item and the ball that she throws. Because if she lands it and the echoes will proc, it'll proc her passive onto at least or guaranteed 3 targets.
Ooh.
So she has the potential to sleep 3 targets without even being near them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Having such a long range engage can be absolutely devastating. Stop a team fight before it even really happens. And of course, from Pro Draft, we move on forward to the actual client, and then it'll be almost game time here. This will just kind of confirm who's playing what. However, I don't think there was too many that could flex. This kind of confuses me, though. That's going to be a do-over. Yep. Whoopsie. That was a ban.
Probably a misclick of some sort.
Yeah, so we'll throw it back to us for a second. So we did see what the teams are basically going to be. We'll confirm once again who's playing what. But yeah, like I was saying, there wasn't necessarily anyone that we were thinking that could have flexed to a different lane, unless we're completely caught off guard and surprised. But a little bit of a rushdown comp on the side of Queen's University. St. Clair with a pretty tried and true standard St. Clair composition, if I do say so myself. If you've been watching
classic Wombo combo.
Yeah, the Wombo combo. We've seen it basically the last 2 weeks for sure. And then looking at the teams themselves, one thing I just found kind of funny, I was going through some of the notes today, and I didn't realize for the League of Legends team, everybody for the most part is all in the esports program at St. Clair College, which is kind of funny. And then the only exception is Lazi, who is Protection, Security, and Investigations, PSI, right?
Last time I checked, that's what he was in.
Yeah, so a lot of people get the wrong idea that like the varsity team and everything was specifically for esports students. No, we've had some, like, it's for anybody at the college. I mean, we've had culinarians,
myself included.
What did you take again? Remind me.
I took accounting.
Accounting. Yeah, we have a lot of networkers. There's even culinarians, I think. I didn't say that already.
I think Ape was hospitality.
Yeah, so absolutely open to everybody, and it's fantastic. But it's just kind of funny that 4 of the 5 of the 6, if I include Barnacle Boy in the sub position, 5 of them are all esports students, and then Lassie, our officer in training in PSI. Okay, double checking here with the draft and whatnot, and yeah, it's pretty much exactly what we were expecting. We're going to see Frez on the Shen once again. We got Trick playing Leah. Yule for the first time this season, we're going to see him on the Corki. Lazzy on Ashe for probably the 2nd or 3rd time this season. I can't quite remember, but I do feel like we've seen it before. The Miensfo is going to be picking up the Bard. But hey,
everyone's favorite roamer.
It's weird.
Chimes.
I know I've said it before, but it's just absolutely weird seeing Bard actually being good.
I think he's always just been good just because of his ulti and his roam potential.
I mean, high impact, but is it going to be high impact to benefit or against your team? That's always the question. We've seen many a player make misplays with the ultimate before, but I guess the power of stopping time for somebody is kind of a crazy power, if I do say so myself. Then on the side of Queen's University, we got Tanksys up in the top lane playing Camille. Played Nini on the Graves
Just
in
call
the
him
jungle.
Just call him Nini, I guess.
Nini. That's a problem, though. I'm going to be calling my cat if I do that constantly. Nini!
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
So call him Played? I think that's
No.
the other alternative.
Just to see how
Played
bad
got played.
Just to see how bad I could trip out my cat. It's going to be Nini here today. And then Triple Valiard in the mid lane on Galio. Wilson playing Sivir down the bot lane alongside Elmarulia?
Elmarulia? Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Elmarulia.
On the Nami. All right, as delay happens, throw it back to us for a moment. So, in terms of, say, like scaling, how do you feel like these two teams are going to work in regards, like as the game goes on? Is there any of these teams that, or on either side, that need to get it done quick? They need to not let it get to late game, or are they both kind of even, or is there an obvious like super scaler that we're looking here? Once it gets to late game, it's going to be a bad time for someone.
Well, Queens has super scaling with Camille, but as the game goes on, they might fall off due to the lack of CC that they do not have.
Yeah, they're basically. It feels like this is going to be a Zergresh composition. If I were to guess, like just never mind CC, just throw bodies at it and hope it works.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of relying on Galio, you're kind of relying on Nami to land their CCs, and like you're saying, it's kind of few. So if they go in and then they just miss everything, then uh-oh. Speaking of Nini, I'm not sure if you guys can hear the cat in the background. Sorry about that. The glories of home casting.
But you also can't count out the Sivir as well. She has surprisingly good amount of AoE damage with her boomerangs.
Mm-hmm.
So if she gets like 400 CS, she gets like 4 or 5 items, then it's just game over. If St. Clair clump up enough for Sivir to do her damage.
The amount of times that I've been just flustered, even just laning against a Sivir, where I'm silly enough to eat a boomerang before it hits any minions or something like that. It's like, oh, there goes half my HP bar. This lane is wrecked. Yikes. I better be careful. But yeah, even, of course, they clump up and they do happen to get caught out by some sort of CC. You could just line them up. That'd be a good chunk of damage to start off a team fight. But yeah,
but how far are we on the timer for before we get into game?
Yeah, we're still waiting on 30 seconds here before we do get into the loading screen, get into the game. But very quick before we do get started. Just want to give a big thank you to the sponsors who make this all possible. Of course, it's going to be St. Clair College, St. Clair SRC, the Alumni Association, Zuckelman School of Business and Information Technology, PC Outlet, and new to the docket, Tim Hortons. Welcome. And just
that's a new one.
Yep, brand new as of this week, actually. So the coffee fiend and myself is extremely happy, to say the least.
Does that mean free coffee?
That's a conversation for another day, but we shall see one day. All right, loading in. And of course, big thank you to everybody tuning in. I know the support for all the Saints teams this past couple weeks have been absolutely fantastic. It's awesome to see, too, the League of Legends squad get so much love, too. They're one of the teams to start us off here this semester, and like seeing everybody in the chat, seeing like all the support is just absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much to everybody tuning in, and we shall wait no further as it is game time.
Okay. I thought your mic died for a second there, Daniel.
Nope, just to you as I fumble with stuff. Don't mind me.
Getting into game here, it looks like the Galio opted to take the Predator instead of Aftershock this game.
Okay, so I'm Predator instead of Aftershock. So, in what regards, like, what changes up there? As somebody who may not be too familiar with the different, not the talents. I swear I ask you every single week what those things are called, but not the runes, but the
Keystones.
The keystones. Yeah. So
Runes. What are we in season 2?
you can tell I'm a little boomer. I'm sorry. Yeah. So what does Galio taking that keystone change in this lane compared to what he would normally do?
It enables him to be more active on the map. It gives him a bunch more movement speed than he would usually have.
Gotcha.
But he sacrifices a lot of his tankiness that he gets from Aftershock when he procs it.
Assassin Galio.
So with that being said, Trick might look to abuse the Galio mid early on, but it looks like St. Clair is gonna do a Raptor cheese for the Lilia. And it looks like Trick missed the ward in the bush. No, did he get it? Looks like he got it though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like most of St. Clair going down towards center, we've seen them do pretty well in level 1 engagements in the past. Some games straight up essentially getting a massive lead before like the 2-minute mark even happens. We've seen like double kills and stuff earlier in the preseason. But they're going to manage to steal a red out of this. Graves, of course, starting on the opposite side of his jungle, so he's not going to know for a while.
Interesting that the Graves chose to start on his top side instead of his red. Ooh. Maybe he's looking to... He probably thought that Trick started at his own red and wanted to match pathing to go towards bot.
Right, he's going to be in for quite the disappointment as he goes to his red buff later on. And this bot lane was getting pretty beat up here on the side of Queens. It was Emulia taking a lot of damage, and Saint's going to get level 2 first to continue some of the harassment down bot.
Looks like the Graves knows what's up now, as he now knows that his red has been taken.
Mm-hmm.
So now he might look to either path towards Trick's blue or even look for a gank mid lane, since he did clear all of his camp's topside. And it looks like he's going to be looking for an invade here onto Trick.
This feels kind of brave, actually, here. I don't know how this is going to end up right now. Trick is going to be taking a ton of harassment. Might not go down just yet. Did manage to get... Oh, no, that was Graves who got the... No, that was his first buff that he got. So, Trick still manages to get it. Yule coming in for the assist, but at the same time, Triple Vanguard right there. But now we've got ourselves a 4v2 engage. Galio getting a ton of hurt. However, he did manage to get Trick in the taunt. They're going to trade it 1-for-1. However, Nini is running for his life. He's going to smite the Gromp just to try and get a little bit of extra HP, and it might allow them to get themselves the 1v1. Yule kind of in a bit of a rough spot. However, Mansfeld going to be able to take one. The flash gets the stun. Can they secure one more kill here? Lassie does manage to pick that up, but Galio is back once again. Triple Vanguard with the taunt, going to get it right on to Mansfu. Going to trade one out once again. So back and forth engagement here over that blue buff on the St. Clair side. Quite messy, but I think it was relatively even.
Well, that was certainly very sloppy, but I think it favors St. Clair very much so, especially for Trick, since now he's going to be he has the option to just power farm now his topside to bot. But it looks like Graves won't let him do that, as he's pathing straight to Trick's red buff.
Coming in for an engage or an invade once again. Got to find him momentarily here. There we go. He's in the bush waiting.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Yeah, that didn't actually reveal him, right? Okay, bobs him halfway through. Triple Vanguard once again coming in. He's flashing in to try and get the taunt. He is going to be able to secure that. Trick running for his life, but one more shot could basically do the trick. Frey's going to try and cut off the reinforcements here from Tanxus, however, possibly putting himself into danger. The flash away is going to keep him safe, and some of the members on the side of Queens were pretty hurt, so they're not going to opt with the tower dive.
But looks like Queens won't look to do anything further, and Grizz will be securing that Scuttle Crab. And potentially look to double crab Trick as well here.
Gold Division experience would be absolutely fantastic. Meanwhile, down the bot lane, Wilson taking a ton of heat here from the St. Clair squad. and not really going to be able to trade much damage back. Granted, Amarulia there on the Nami is going to be able to heal him up slowly but surely. But will it be in time for this engagement, as we do see Nini hanging around the bot side, thinking about making something happen, but just going to have to go to the Krugs.
But it looks like both top laners. Oh.
Okay, so the engage happens, but at the same time, a good shot there from Amarulia to stop Lazzy, putting the stun on him, catching him in the bubble. So that engage could not go as strong as they were hoping for. Will we possibly see a re-engage in this bot side? Nope, just going to see Trick slow them down a little bit so that everybody can get out alive.
Nini could look for a potential dragon take here, since he just saw Trick with under half HP.
Yeah, Smite's available. He very well could give it a shot. Not going to happen just yet. Frez hitting level 6 first, and this is actually a bit of a beating I'm seeing Frez do here. Tank's just going to be able to trade a little bit back, but dang, he's below half and kind of hurting from the Shen.
Well, it's a little more difficult for Camille to do damage since Perez, on his first reset, opted to buy the Ninja Tabbies instead of anything else. And I'm pretty sure that gives him 8% reduced damage from basic attacks, or something like that.
Yeah, so one way to try and swing the lane into your favor. Blue buff up once again here on the side of Queens, possibly passing that up to Galio. Meanwhile, down the bot lane, Wilson ignited, going to be going down here. Mansfu is going to get one more shot to take care of that one. However, getting chased down a little bit, but I don't think Nami's got that much damage. Amarulia forced to run away.
I think Wilson could have looked there if he didn't hold his heal.
Yeah, like he got ignited or whatnot, but at the same time, you'll take a little bit of healing over none whatsoever, because that was probably one of the last 2 ticks. They're going to actually look to try and take down Amarulia here down the bot lane. Is that level 6 to level 4 down the bot? That's actually brutal.
That's level between the 2 ADCs.
Okay, now it's 6 to 5, I see, but Amarulia was definitely behind for a little bit there. Caught me off guard. I was looking at Amarulia sitting there for level 4, and then an Ash hero comes out of nowhere. It's like, wait a second, what? They got that much of a lead, but at the same time, supports are roaming, sometimes passing some more of that experience over to the AD carry, so it makes sense.
Looks like Frez might be in danger, because it looks like they're looking for top lane.
And Tanxus already has him down to half HP. Gonna pop the ult on him, and here comes Galio as well to just secure it. Takes this. Going to get the final blow here onto Frez.
This should result in a free Herald for Queens, but in retaliation to that, St. Clair will be trying to take the dragon potentially.
And of course, worst case scenario, Frez popping up, respawning right now, could just jump in with the ulti onto somebody if any sort of engagement happens near this dragon. But yeah, it's just going to be a trade, it looks like you were saying, Herald for dragon. But at least this helps Tanxus kind of jumpstart his lane a little bit, getting that sheen and catching up a little bit on CS, and slowly but surely evening up, if not taking a lead in that top lane.
If I'm correct, I don't think I saw Triple Valiant use Predator in that gank top lane. So he's gonna potentially be saving it for a play bot lane, or keep it to look to play with his Graves.
Yeah, because all he really did, he just kind of dove in, knocked Frez up in the air a little bit, and that was all they really needed. Didn't need anything additional after that.
Well, you saw what I was talking about earlier with the Galio Camille. Because the Camille ulti, like the radius of it, the area of it is smaller than Galio ulti. So if Galio ultis Camille while she has a target locked in, it's guaranteed to hit.
Okay, and then as we have a bit of a breather here, For those at home who may just be seeing Camille for the first time, so that ultimate, that cage, what exactly does that do to someone stuck in it?
It's basically I think it's a miniature version of Jarvan's Cataclysm.
Okay.
Except I think it just gives you a little bit more damage to whoever you ult. Let me check on that.
These two in the top just constantly back and forth. But it's looking a little bit more even now. There's actually the ult once again. Here comes Nini trying to cover Tanxis as he nearly got low. But Tanxis jumping off the wall and going to secure the kill onto Frez. Second time here. Frez getting taken down by the gank. And that top turret might be in trouble.
Looks like the Queens is going to opt to take some plates first before putting down the Herald. To secure more gold out of Shelly, or whatever her name is.
I think you're right. And yeah, they're going to bring the Herald out right now. And down bot, looks like St. Clair going to try and push or put the pressure on the lane that they already know is kind of winning. We do see Trick hovering around that bot turret. However, it does appear that Queen's University, the players down here, are aware of it. They're just going to back up, probably sacrifice a couple plates, but better than losing their lives and then losing some plates anyway. But that top turret, again, just getting absolutely wrecked from Queens.
Yeah, they're heavily focusing all their players towards top side because the Shen keeps pushing. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, that's going to force the flash. However, most of the burst damage from Queens was already done. They're going to try and trade this back, however. Trick with the boop, going to try and get something started. However, battling a little bit close to turret, almost getting taken out, going to try and sneak away. And then Nini going to get sniped.
The big one.
The big one coming in clutch there from Yule, securing that kill on the last shot.
But yeah, Camille ulti gives you bonus percentage health damage as magic damage.
Gotcha.
Which can be very useful against tanks such as Shen.
Oh yeah, he's building armor, so it doesn't matter. So you're still going to get poked, right?
He'll eventually build... I think he'll eventually build that team into a Titanic Hydra, which does give him HP.
Okay. Luckness with taking a little bit of harassment. Lassie getting a little bit eager.
Oh,
that's going to be spell shielded right now. Queen's just completely outplayed this bot fight. However, teleport's going to be coming in. That's a lot of resources burned from St. Clair with no avail. And Queen's down bot. Sure, they might have fallen behind a little bit, but those were some solid plays, especially from Wilson. Of course, that spell shield does not care about that Ash Arrow.
St. Clair might look to concede the second Drake here because Lassie has to reset here. So, but I don't know if he'll be able to come back in time for the Drake when it spawns.
Oh, they're hovering around it. They're thinking about it. That cooldown on the Crystal Arrow about halfway done. But if they can manage to find themselves a pick before it even gets started, that would be huge. Yule going to secure his second in the game, taking down Triple Valued. So that Dragon opportunity now is going to be delayed here for Queens. We got the 5v4 advantage for St. Clair.
St. Clair still has to be careful because Gallia still has his TP up as well as his ulti.
That is very true, but a nice gank here from Yule. Going to try and take out Emerelia. Is going to be successful. Take the magical journey. Try to put some additional pressure here onto Wilson. Keep him stuck there while the rest of the St. Clair squad are taking care of Dragon. However, Nini is right there if St. Clair do manage to whiff the smite, but does not matter. Yule going to secure that. And now the reset for a moment, possibly look towards mid, but good overall here for St. Clair.
In this game, we get the Ocean Rift. So a lot of health regen for whoever manages to secure the Ocean Soul this game.
For sure, and Yule once again getting pressured here in the mid lane, down to about half HP under his turret, and here comes Tanxis to secure that, and that's some shutdown gold going over to Tanxis on the Camille.
Nini almost misplayed that, firing his collateral damage backwards into the tower instead of at Yule, almost resulting in him dying if he took one more tower shot.
Hey, they got the shutdown. Nobody else got taken out. Calculated, right? Definitely intentional. It was a warning shot.
It was all planned.
Exactly.
It looks like Nini's gonna have priority over the river for the time being.
Yep, all sorts of vision now in the river. Nobody going to be able to take a shortcut through there and sneak up. However, speaking of getting snuck up on, Frez has to be careful. He's going to get jumped on. Tanxis and Nini right there, and we do have Galio jumping in as well. Frez, you are not long for this world, my friend. And he is gone. Nini going to secure another one.
But Trick, with the sleep,
the arrow coming in as well, but it's going to land onto Triple Valiant.
Oh my goodness,
but that was pretty sick. That got 2 of them at least. And now Nini running for his life while Lassie cleans up the Galio. Mitzvah right as we transition here, picking it off just barely. And this is actually a pretty close one. Tanxis gets greedy for it, and he's going to be going down, giving that gold over to Lassie.
This should result in St. Clair getting that that Herald for free. Meanwhile, St. Clair's bot lane is opting to push in the wave and potentially get that tower.
Okay, there they go. They're going to transition over to that Herald, pick this up, and then maybe they can answer themselves a top turret back.
And then we have Yule in the bot lane, split pushing.
At least Yule there on the Corki. Of course, those missiles, you can kind of farm from far away, so you don't necessarily have to get up close. He's got a couple of escapes if he really wants to. They're going to think about it. He's going to just fly away. However, they're going to burn everything on him. Flash the taunt, so he's going to get out just for the time being. However, there is still a little bit of CC here on the side of Queens, but they've basically burnt it at this point, and as soon as they see Frez try to turn this around, they're going to evacuate the scene. Meanwhile, St. Clair securing the top turret. Shelly is still looking absolutely fantastic right now, going to absolutely crush that second top turret. And St. Clair going to get 2 turrets for a bit of an overextension down bot.
Very good attempt from Queens to look for a pick onto Yule. But if Camille didn't stop Frez, I think it would have turned sour very quickly.
Yeah, because they're still pursuing it until they saw, I think it was the Stand United come out from Frez. And so when they decided to get out of Dodge, because I don't know if they had vision on possibly a third member looking to try and turn that one around. It was still a 2v3, but I don't think Queens had the vision to know that.
I think St. Clair would just 2 of them would have had enough damage if Frez managed to get his Stand United off.
Might have been. Brief little reset in the action. We do see Tanxis pushing up top once again. Then mid turret for St. Clair and the bot, or the first bot turret, still up on the side of St. Clair. You can see where all of the focus from Queens has been in terms of their aggression. It's been all up in that top side. And yes, they've given Frez a little bit of a rough time up in that top lane. Tanxis looking fantastic, and then Nini was able to secure a couple kills up there as well. But meanwhile, everybody else on St. Clair is looking pretty sick, if I do say so myself. We got 3 eliminations on Minsfo and Yule, and then 4 onto Lazi. And but with that Hessence Reaver and the Hurricane, it's going to be spitting all sorts of slows and damage.
Yep, and Queens, the reason why they focus so much top lane is because they needed to make Camille be like the strongest member. So if Shen is extremely weak, then they have no answer to Camille split pushing later on in the game.
Very true. Nini jumps in and is going to secure that Ocean Drake. However, St. Clair might be able to turn this into a fight. It's a little bit awkward though. Lassie was a little bit out of position. Frez going to be teleporting in, taking care of Nini. The ult comes in. It's only going to hit Trick, but Tanxis is actually a bit out of position as well. Tanxis is going to go down, and Trick is going to be saved from the Stand United by Frez.
A 5 or a 0 for 3 in favor of St. Clair, and now they're looking on towards Baron potentially.
Yeah, so yeah, they secure the dragon, but it was at a heavy cost. especially if they do manage to take this Baron, no problem. They've got essentially all 5 of them right here ready to go. Trick still has that smite. I guess if there's any small victories for not smiting the dragon, it's that you can smite this Baron the second time around, right?
Well, while Queens did prevent St. Clair from getting the 3rd Drake and being on Soul Point, they lose Baron for that. And that might be a problem later in a little bit once Shen starts split pushing against the Camille.
Yeah, everybody needs to reset, go spend all the gold they've got, all the gold they've earned, rather. And then they're going to be an absolute force to deal with for the next couple minutes.
But the Manamune coming from Yule should be stacked fairly soon. And once that gets stacked, it's going to be a lot of damage coming from Yule on that Corki.
It felt like he was doing a ton of damage already, so even adding even more damage to that is just crazy to think about.
It's just because Manamune's just a really efficient item for champions that rely on auto attacks and abilities that scale with attack damage.
Okay. And I'll give you props, Tommy. You called that right on the dot.
I'm curious to see how much damage a missile will do from Corki.
Well, might get the opportunity. Here it comes. Oh my god!
My.
The one shot from Lazi and the missile doing essentially half of Emerilia's HP, dropping before the team fight even begins, and this mid turret is in danger once the minions come around. Oh, Triple Value, you're thinking about the possible 4v5 engage. We do have Frez also down bot pressure.
I don't think they can look. The Graves and Sim are too low for them right now. But they should be able to still defend the mid inhibitor tower.
I have to run back for a second, but this is quite the wave down here in the bot lane. This bot turret is not long for this world unless they want to jump on with a Galio taunt and try to get this thing started.
Tanxus needs to look for something, and oh my goodness.
That was scary. Jumped onto Lassie, however, Lassie getting out just in time. The taunt from Triple Valor going to make contact, but it is not going to matter. Trick's going to be the first casualty, but Lassie's going to be able to answer right back. Arrow coming down, flashed away. Frez finally getting an opportunity to get aggressive. Is going to manage to take down 2 alongside Yule. But it wasn't for absolutely nothing. It's a 3 for 3 so far in this fight. With Yule still being healthy, though, they can threaten this bottom inhibitor.
Yeah, outside of Tanxus on the Queen, Queens currently don't have that much damage right now to contest the Corki.
Yeah, very true, especially since Corki in general, and especially with how Yule's been playing so far, he's been doing a solid job of keeping out of range of Tanxus for the most part. We've seen how much damage Tanxus can do. Nearly comboed Lazi by himself. But just not quite enough, and if St. Clair can land a taunt or a sleep or a stun or something, some sort of CC onto Tanxus, then the main threat of the entire team's gone.
But Yule picking up a BFR on that Corki, I'm pretty sure that's going to be an Infinity Edge.
Add a little crit to the build, why not?
I mean, if he crits with those items with a 50% chance, he's going to two-shot somebody.
I was going to say, is this just how you blow up the support instantly? Poor Emerilia.
Yeah, pretty much.
An auto attack and a missile basically did half his HP before, let alone a crit.
Oh,
arrow right on point, and that's going to be Nini getting dropped. Didn't even know what hit him until he's sitting there looking at the stun screen and the gray screen of death. Now, 5v4 here for St. Clair. Where do they want to push the advantage? Looks like a couple are going towards mid, but this could be deadly up top here. Frez is actually holding his own, though. Able to mess with Tanxus a little bit. This is the ult from Mansfield, stopping time temporarily, and the reinforcements have arrived. The taunt from Frez, and they're going to use the Magical Journey and get out a dodge. Nicely done, and they managed to get the dragon in the background as well. So Soul Point is a thing that Queen's University has to start worrying about now, too.
Emma really barely hitting the Nami bubble onto Frez while he's in Portal. I think if she managed to hit that, they would have killed Frez right there and then.
Oh, that was cute. That's all I gotta say about that one. That was cute. I was thinking to myself too, it's like, Frez, you taunted, but you weren't hitting anybody, but using it more as an escape tool than anything. Get to that magical journey. And now, between his own health regeneration and whatnot, able to get back into that top lane, even if Tanxus is still there.
I don't know if the Predator onto the Galio was the play here this game. He hasn't really made any plays with the Predator.
Yeah,
I've seen.
And then it feels like he does blow up rather quickly compared to some Galios that I've seen. So like slowly but surely, I've seen kind of the difference in the Keystone choices. I just realized Galio was a chicken. Oh dear.
But oh, I was very wrong with that BF sword onto Yule. Yule opted for the safe route and ping up the Guardian Angel instead with a huge shutdown on his head.
I mean, makes sense. Like, God forbid Tanxus does manage to get his full combo off on you. Being able to buy some time and get back into the game could be huge. Unless you could just straight up 1v1 him yourself, why not? It's going to trade off here for the life of Trick more than likely, but that's a huge arrow that lands onto the support. Amarulia taken down once again. Double kill currently onto Yule, but the rest of St. Clair are slowly but surely getting back into this fight. Trick somehow isn't dead yet. He was at low HP this entire fight, it feels like. Frey's going to clean up Triple Valyard, and now it's just a matter of securing one more onto Nini. And Mienstro's going to clean that up, and Yule is already in the base with only Wilson to try and defend this. One of the Nexus turrets are going down. This one surely will be not here for much longer. Looking good for Saints.
But Yule just doing so much damage on that Corki. He 3-shot the Camille and 2-shot the Amarulia, rather.
Absolutely beautiful and solid job here from St. Clair. They're going to start this one off in 1-0 fashion in this best of 3.
I have a feeling like Queens will look to ban that Corki next game.
More than likely. Now throwing it back to us real quick here on the commentary booth. So, yeah, Yule just went absolutely nuts. The bot lane got pretty far ahead early on. And then, yes, Frez got harassed, but did it really matter? It didn't really feel like it.
I mean, you sacked 4 people, essentially, to get 1 person ahead. And I don't think that really paid up for them very well.
I agree completely. There, just getting ready. We're about to hop into lobby number 2. But do you have any final comments here for that first game between Saints and Queens?
As I mentioned a little bit ago, like not even like 5 minutes ago, the Predator really didn't make any impact on the map at all. I think he would have been better off with the Aftershock instead.
Yeah, if movement speed, trying to make plays was the idea. I mean, they made a couple top. It very well might have been just the plays weren't made in the right spot, but overall, just didn't feel like it hit its mark this game. But please do stick around. The best of 3 continues between St. Clair and Queen's University. After this brief break, we'll be back in 5.